go from one of the funniest movies of the festival to another one of the funniest movies in the festival. Talk a bit about Theater Camp, the film that is co-directed by Molly Gordon and Nick Lieberman, also co-written by them with Ben Platt and Noah Galvin. This one took home the U.S. Dramatic Special Jury Award for Best Ensemble. Easy to see why, because not only all those names we mentioned, but people like Jimmy Tatro, who's hilarious in American Vandal, Patty Harrison, who's hilarious in a lot of things now, Ayo Edebiri, who a lot of people probably know from The Bear, Amy Sedaris, so many funny people in this film.
Great cameos.
About the founder of a theater camp, about when the founder of a theater camp falls into a coma, and the staff who work there, working with her broy son to try and keep the camp afloat. I think we all just were really swept up by this. One of the ones that we were lucky enough to be at the world premiere of.
Yep.
And the house was torn down by this movie. I think this was the one that had the best in-theater reception of any film I saw this year at Sundance.
For sure. Oddly enough, I had a man who seemed just a little bit too old, maybe a lot of bit too old, sitting next to me. So I don't know how into it he was, but he got into it at times. You know,
Good.
I also had an old dude who just went.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Snooze.
And I don't think you have to be a theater kid to enjoy this. I know a lot of people, I think it helps if you at least have familiarity, but like I was like the rock camp kid, and like I love this movie. I think that it has a similar vein to it in a very fun way, but it's another really hilarious one. It's one that does a really good job setting up bits throughout the movie that then pay off in huge ways at the end. The music itself is actually really good, which is a huge thing if you're going to have any kind of musical presence. Like you need to have something that actually connects and is good. Otherwise, that's half of your anything gone. Your oomph is gone right there. But I think it tackled a few different levels of relationships, and then the kids are just awesome at what they're doing. I don't know. I thought it was so fun. This is the one.
So lovely.
Yeah, some people here have watched it like 3 times. You know, I've watched it twice.
We have it queued up to watch.
We got it queued up to watch again after this is done. Like, it is fun. We've all been like walking around singing some of the songs, and like we just can't stop.
Dumb stuff, bro.
Yeah, it's dumb stuff, but it's so good.
She on the stick, bro. That's my goal.
Yeah, I know she's on this.
I think this is the case with a lot of comedies, and that maybe the first time you watch it, you see some of the seams in it, the places where it could have been a little bit cleaner, the places where maybe the story doesn't fully feel like it works, and then you just like take away how hilarious it was, and you go into it just for those jokes. And like I know this movie has grown and grown in my estimation since I first watched it.
I think I liked it more right off the bat compared to you.
Yeah,
like I was in it right from the go. I was laughing so hard.
I mean, it'll win you over.
It wins you over,
but I think like it's very easy to sort of like put down a comedy as not as missing some elements, and those are the films that tend to grow into the cult classics.
Yeah, that's true.
Really remembered films.
Because half of it is, I don't know how much of it is improv. And they were talking about how long they had to edit it.
Yeah.
The shooting style is crazy. It's almost like a miracle that it's cohesive.
Yeah, it feels a lot like the Christopher Guest movies. It's not like the Judd Apatow style of improv.
No.
But I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of the scenes in a Judd Apatow movie is like, right, here's the beginning and here's the end. Find a way to get there.
Yeah.
Here it's like, I don't know if they knew where they were going, but they somehow found an ending. And that's a big premise in the movie, that idea of it almost seeming like it doesn't know where it's going. And it doesn't feel like they wrote themselves out of it. It feels like it organically happened.
Yeah.
That's why the improv really works on the finale. So I highly recommend it.
Yeah, Theater Camp, easily one of our favorites of the festival.
Absolutely hilarious.
Festival.
Yeah,
and that ending also just really, really works. It was maybe the first movie that I felt like up a little bit. Like it's not like a sad ending. It's just like crazy. It feels triumphant.
It's a triumphant ending.
It's the best example of like you need to finish these movies because like you were right off the bat. It's been growing on you. I was like, all right, this is solid. But what they pull in the last act, bro, on fourth down is incredible.
They literally turned something that I didn't think was funny into something I thought was hysterical.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's perfect. Also mention the Q&A. We'll be mentioning it later. But one of the best premieres, because when we were purchasing tickets, we couldn't get this.
Yeah.
This was like a goner. There was no way we were going to make it.
Yeah.
Too much hype.
We were lucky enough to get into the screening, and we got treated with something super special.
Yeah.
So.
A one-night-only performance of that final performance from the kids in Theater Camp. We'll post the video on Twitter and stuff. But
so good.
It was just such a magical moment, and it'll be something that I think you really love once you get the chance to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Theater Camp, one of our favorites from the festival.